What's up everyone, and welcome back to another episode of ShadeTV. My name is Marissa Hill, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Yeezy 350 V2 MX Oats. Let's take a quick sneak peek. Welcome back to another unboxing and review. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe right now. Give this video a thumbs up at the end if you liked it. Feel free to leave any comments or questions you may have down below. Hit that notification bell because we do have a ton of heat coming out that I don't want you to miss out on. Also, be sure to check out that join button. We've got some amazing membership perks on there, as well as an amazing merch store with some great shade items. As mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about the Yeezy 350 V2 and the MX Oat colorway. So we're going to start off by talking about the overview. Then I'm going to bring out some other pairs that I also was able to win through raffles and talk about how the swirl actually is completely different depending on which prime knit you get per shoe. So these are not exact. It's kind of unique in whichever prime knit you do end up pulling out of the box. So we'll go into that after the overview, then talk about size and fit on these, followed by how I styled this. This is obviously a really cool marbling going on. People are calling it the Fruity Pebble shoe, or kind of reminds me also of a Jawbreaker somebody had mentioned earlier, as well as the Funfetti Cake. So we'll talk about styling and then conclude with how these are currently doing on the resale market. So let's jump right into this overview and talk about the prime knit that we're seeing here. So we've definitely got some really cool marbling action. It does give it something different that I haven't really seen on the silhouette before, which is why I kind of was definitely sparked by the pictures that I saw when this first came out. But we've got this kind of nice sail base on the prime knit, and woven in throughout the prime knit are these different varying colors. So this is kind of a denim blue with this nice salmon pink color scheme, and then you've got kind of this sorbet orange that's intermixed throughout that as well. We've got simplistic cream laces, and for the stripe, the paneling is translucent as well as this kind of peachy hue tone to it. As far as the pull tab goes on the back, this is kind of a yellowish tone, also has kind of a cream accent to it in different settings. Then we've got just a nice sail insole, and the shoe is completed with this translucent outsole, and we've got just a nice kind of yellow age hue to it. You can see the boost popping through with just simplistic cream laces. So let's look at those details. All right, so now I'm gonna pull out a few other shoes because I wanna kind of show you how the patterns actually are quite different depending on which type of prime knitting you got per shoe. Even where the pull tab is on the back, it's also at different heights and levels. For some reason, I had no idea that that was the case depending on which silhouette you get, but as you can see here, this one doesn't even have any of that kind of salmon pink on the bottom, while this one does. And then of course, this one has a lot more blue going on as opposed to this one, which has a lot more of that sail color scheme going through the middle there. Then let's work our way to the back to kind of see if there's any other differences here as well. Let's just pull that up. So again, this actually looks kind of pretty similar on the top here. They did a good job. Looks like there's just a little bit more pink here. If I'm being really particular on this one, you can see there's very little pink. It's just like a hint of it. So depending on, you know, the inside of the shoe as well, let's look at that. Varies also just kind of in how the thickness of the prime knit is with each color variation. This one's a little bit more spot on this side versus the other side. But there are some different swirling patterns, so don't assume that all of these are exact, just because I think the prime knitting does take a lot of time and effort and is very difficult to just be on point with each one. So it's kind of like you have your own unique version, which is kind of cool. All right, so now let's talk about size and fit on these. So as far as the 350s go, I always recommend going up half a size, and that's because the toe box region is very narrow. There's not a lot of depth there, so I personally like to have a little extra space in my shoes, so I would recommend going half a size up. So I'm typically a men's 7.5. On this one, I went with an 8, and I always feel like the 350s, when I size half a size up, fit perfectly. So highly recommend going half a size up. Again, I do have high arch, narrow feet, so depending on what type of foot you have, if it's flatter or wider, this could also differentiate a size that works best for you. All right, let's talk about styling. So I had so much fun styling these. I recently got the North Face Supreme collab that was done on this really cool white fleece. I know it was white, but people, I think, really wanted to see it kind of styled together, so I wanted to make it work. So I paired that fleece with a cream skirt, and I layered that with just a nice trench coat over top of that to give it nice monochromatic tones. But I also think that this is just such a fun, vibrant color scheme, so I wanted to bring that into the mix.
But that's on me. I'm so sick of wasting time. Can't you see I'm on the line? I'll keep trying to find my ways, and when I do, I ain't never coming down. I ain't never coming down. But I'll tell you what's been on my mind. I find it hard to breathe when you're standing next to me.
For the second look, I wanted to keep it super simple. So this is my Melody at Sani look, and this is like an eggshell kind of color scheme. I had matching sweatpants with this sweatshirt, and I think it actually matches the midsole and outsole quite nicely. And it's just a nice simple look to kind of make your shoe really pop. I do think that this is going to be a super popular color come spring and come summer, but definitely can still rock this in the fall.
I cannot say enough, but when I fell in love, I just got so blind I can't see. Oh no, no. I think I might take a year off you, wasting all my time, but it's nothing, no. And I feel just fine.
I got a couple bad habits, burning holes in my pocket. I had a little bit of faith, but I lost it. And I feel just fine. And I feel just fine. But I'm here now. I'm a little bit late from the reroute. A couple quarters.
For the last look, I decided to wear some tailored pants in a khaki colorway. I layered that with just a nice cropped navy tank, and on top of that, I had a button down with a just khaki vest over that. Since we are getting into the colder seasons, I'm gonna start layering more, so you are gonna start seeing some warmer looks, which I'm excited about because I do miss layering a bit.
Quarters on my eyes, can you see now? And I feel just fine. And I feel just fine.
And I feel just fine. And I feel just fine.
Days keep flying, but that's on me. I'm so sick of wasting time. Can't you see I'm on the line?
All right, so you let me know down below what was your favorite look out of the three, or how would you style these? All right, now let's conclude with how these are doing on the resale market. So these retailed at $220, and currently they are going between $260 to around $300. So not too crazy above retail price point. So if you weren't able to snag these, definitely snag a pair now. I don't think that's too crazy of a increase on the price. I think a lot of people weren't so sure if they wanted to get this, but they did say to kind of hold on to these for the spring, summer, and I do agree. I think this is gonna be a great color scheme come next year. All right, that's it for this unboxing and review. If you're new to the channel, thanks so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe if you have not already. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave those comments and questions down below. Hit that notification bell because we do have a ton of heat coming out that I don't want you to miss out on. Also, be sure to check out that join button and our merch store. That's it for this episode. My name is Marissa Hill. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.